Have you ever thought that something as ordinary as your morning shower could put your life at risk? If you're over 65, what I'm about to tell you might surprise you and possibly save your life or the life of someone you care about. You see, most of us think of a shower as a way to start the day fresh, but for millions of seniors across America, the timing of that daily routine could quietly be turning into a deadly trap. Not because of the water, not because of the soap, but because of when you step into that shower. Last month, a 75-year-old man from Massachusetts, fit, independent, active, was found unconscious on his bathroom floor. He didn't fall because he was frail. He didn't slip because the floor was wet. He fell because he showered during a time window that doctors are now warning is the most dangerous part of the day for older adults. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a wake-up call. Medical researchers have uncovered a set of overlooked risks tied to morning showers, ranging from cardiovascular strain to medication timing, and even reduced brain alertness. And most seniors, unfortunately, have never heard about it. So before you turn on that faucet tomorrow morning, I want you to hear the science, the real-life stories, and most importantly, the small changes you can make to keep yourself safe. Because the truth is, staying independent and healthy doesn't just depend on eating right and exercising. Sometimes it's as simple as knowing the right time of day to take a shower. Stick with me. What you learn in the next few minutes could make all the difference. 1. The dangerous shower time window. Let's get straight to what could be the single most important change you make for your safety this year. Medical experts are sounding the alarm. The time of day you shower could drastically increase your risk of falls, heart incidents, and even death, especially after age 65. The danger zone? Between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Why is this time frame so risky? Here's what the science tells us. As we age, our body's internal systems, especially those controlling blood pressure and circulation, become less stable. During the early morning hours, your blood pressure naturally dips as you sleep, but then surges rapidly when you wake. This phenomenon, known as the morning surge, puts extra strain on your cardiovascular system right when your body is still waking up. Now add a hot shower into that equation, where heat expands blood vessels and standing up for extended minutes can pull blood toward your legs, and you have the perfect storm for fainting, dizziness, or even stroke. Imagine your body is trying to rebalance itself after a night of sleep, and before it can fully catch up, you shock it with hot water, steam, and a sudden change in posture. That's not a gentle way to start the day. It's a physiological challenge your heart may not be ready for. One elderly woman we spoke to, who had a fall in her shower shortly after waking, shared something chilling. It wasn't the floor that betrayed me, it was the timing. So what can you do? Shift your shower time to a safer window, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. By mid-morning, your blood pressure has stabilized, your brain is more alert, and your body has had time to hydrate and adapt to the day. It's a small adjustment, but one that could literally save your life. Are you still showering before sunrise? After hearing this, you might want to rethink that habit. 2. Loss of temperature regulation. Have you ever stepped into a hot shower and suddenly felt lightheaded, flushed, or dizzy? That reaction isn't random, and it becomes more dangerous the older we get. After age 65, your body's ability to regulate internal temperature doesn't work the way it once did. What used to feel invigorating might now leave you unsteady or even at risk. Here's why. As we age, our thermoregulatory system, the part of the body that helps maintain a safe internal temperature, slows down. This means it takes longer to adjust to temperature extremes, whether that's stepping out into the cold or standing under hot water. And in the early morning, when your core body temperature is naturally at its lowest, that challenge becomes even more intense. When a hot shower hits your skin before your body's fully awake, blood vessels rapidly expand. This causes a drop in blood pressure, especially in older adults whose cardiovascular systems already struggle to respond quickly. That's why you may feel sudden weakness, dizziness, or even faint. There's also a hidden psychological trap. For many, a hot shower feels comforting, especially in the morning when it's chilly. But that comfort can be deceptive. What feels soothing may actually be placing silent stress on your heart. One 83-year-old retiree from Minnesota said he always started his winter mornings with a long, steamy shower, until one day he collapsed just outside the tub. His doctor later explained that the temperature shock overwhelmed his heart's ability to keep up. So how can you avoid this danger? Lower your water temperature to lukewarm, ideally between 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That small shift significantly reduces thermal stress. Also, consider installing a temperature-regulating valve or anti-scald device in your shower. These affordable tools, often under $25, can prevent dangerous spikes in heat. The goal isn't to take the comfort out of your routine, but to make that comfort safe. Warm showers can still be relaxing, but only when your body's ready to handle the heat. 3. Dangerous interaction between blood pressure medication and showering. Here's a question most doctors wish their older patients ask more often. Is my shower routine interfering with my medication? If you take blood pressure medication, and chances are high if you're over 65, your morning habits could be unknowingly setting you up for danger. Here's what's happening inside your body. Many common antihypertensive drugs, such as lisinopril, amlodipine, or metoprolol, are taken early in the morning. That's not necessarily a problem on its own, but what matters is the timing of your next steps. These medications tend to reach peak effectiveness within an hour or two, which means they're already lowering your blood pressure just as you may be standing in a warm shower. Now, warm water also dilates blood vessels and encourages blood to pool in your lower body. That combination, medication-induced drop plus heat-induced drop, can lead to a sudden lack of blood flow to the brain. The result? You might feel lightheaded, disoriented, or worse, pass out entirely. There's a name for this dangerous dip: orthostatic hypotension. And it's far more common among older adults, especially when standing or changing positions too quickly. One woman in her 70s shared how she kept experiencing dizziness during her morning shower. It wasn't until she spoke with her doctor that she realized her 7 a.m. pill and 7:30 a.m. shower were clashing. After simply spacing them apart by a few hours, the problem disappeared. So what should you do? Talk to your doctor about the best time to take your medication, especially if you typically shower in the morning. And as a general rule, avoid showering within 2 hours of taking blood pressure meds. This simple change could dramatically reduce your risk of fainting or falls. You wouldn't mix the wrong medications, so don't mix risky routines. Your safety starts with smarter timing. 4. Your bathroom is more dangerous in the early morning. We often think of the bathroom as one of the safest places in our home. It's where we get clean, prepare for the day, and unwind. But for seniors, especially in the early hours of the morning, the bathroom can quietly become the most dangerous room in the house. Here's the problem. Your senses and physical coordination are at their weakest right after waking, especially before sunrise. For adults over 65, contrast sensitivity and depth perception can decline significantly in low-light conditions. That means your ability to detect things like puddles on the floor, the edge of a bath mat, or a misplaced towel becomes severely limited. Think about how your home looks at 5 a.m. Dim lighting, shadows in the hallway, and a foggy bathroom mirror. Now combine that with early morning grogginess and slower reaction times, and you've got a recipe for accidents. One man in his early 80s shared that he didn't even see the water that had pooled outside the shower until it was too late. He slipped, fractured his hip, and spent months in rehabilitation, losing much of the independence he worked so hard to keep. But here's the good news. This is preventable. Start by improving visibility. Install motion-activated nightlights in the hallway and inside the bathroom. These cost under $20 and can help you see clearly without fumbling for switches. Use non-slip mats that are brightly colored or patterned, so they're easy to spot in dim lighting. And if your bathroom lighting is outdated or too soft, consider upgrading to brighter LED bulbs. Most importantly, avoid showering before natural daylight fills the room, around 10 a.m. or later, when your vision and alertness have improved. Your bathroom doesn't have to be a hazard zone. With just a few adjustments, you can turn it into a safer space and protect yourself from a fall that could change everything. 5. Morning dehydration increases shower risk. Let's talk about something deceptively simple: Water. After a full night's sleep, your body wakes up in a naturally dehydrated state. You haven't had anything to drink for 7 to 9 hours, and your fluid levels are running low. That may not sound alarming, but for seniors, it can have serious consequences. Here's the issue. Dehydration decreases your overall blood volume. That means there's less fluid circulating through your system, making it harder for your heart to maintain healthy blood pressure. Now imagine you step into a warm shower where heat dilates your blood vessels and sends more blood pooling to your legs. The result? A sudden drop in blood pressure called orthostatic hypotension, and it can make you feel faint, dizzy, or even cause you to pass out completely. Combine that with slippery tile floors, and the risk of a fall increases dramatically. One man in his late 70s shared that he often felt fine at night, but dizzy almost every morning during his shower. He assumed it was just fatigue, until his doctor explained that morning dehydration was leaving his body unprepared to handle the strain of a hot shower. The good news? This is one of the easiest risks to fix. Make it part of your morning routine to drink a full 8-ounce glass of water at least 15 minutes before showering. Keep a water bottle by your bed or on your bathroom counter as a visual reminder. This simple habit helps restore fluid balance, stabilize blood pressure, and improve circulation before you even turn on the faucet. Staying hydrated isn't just about avoiding kidney issues or dry skin. It's a direct line of defense against potentially dangerous morning accidents. So tomorrow morning, before you grab your towel, grab a glass of water first. That small step could make your entire day safer. 6. Emergency response time is slower in the early morning. Let's say the worst happens. You fall in the shower. The real danger might not be the fall itself, but how long it takes for someone to find you. Here's a harsh reality many seniors and their families overlook. Early morning falls often go unnoticed for hours. Between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., most people in your household or your neighborhood are still asleep. Caregivers haven't started their rounds yet. Neighbors aren't out walking the dog. Phones are still on silent. If you were to lose consciousness in the shower at 5:30 a.m., how long would it be before someone noticed you hadn't come out? For many, especially those living alone, the answer is frightening. 3, 4, even 6 hours. And during those critical hours, your body is vulnerable. Wet skin leads to rapid heat loss, especially on cold bathroom floors, increasing your risk of hypothermia. If you've hit your head or broken a bone, time is everything. And delays in emergency care can turn a survivable incident into a life-altering tragedy. One woman in her 70s told us about the time she fell during a 5 a.m. shower. She couldn't reach her phone. It wasn't until her daughter called around 9 a.m. that help arrived. By then, she was shivering, in pain, and on the verge of shock. So how do you reduce that risk? First, shift your shower time to when people are awake and alert, ideally mid-morning, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Second, install a waterproof emergency call button or voice-activated alert system in your bathroom. These devices can be life-saving, and they're now more affordable and easier to set up than ever before. Also, consider arranging daily check-in calls or texts with family or a trusted neighbor. A quick good morning could be the safety net you never realized you needed. In an emergency, every minute counts. So ask yourself honestly, if you slipped in the shower tomorrow morning, how long would it take for someone to find you? 7. Decline in cognitive function in the early morning. You may think you're sharp the moment you wake up, but your brain may not fully agree. Studies from top neurological research centers have found that cognitive performance in seniors is significantly reduced during the early morning hours. Hours particularly between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. During this time, reaction speed, decision-making, and focus are all at their lowest levels of the day. That's not a flaw, it's biology. As we age, our brain's circadian rhythm becomes more sensitive. After waking, it can take 1 to 2 hours before mental alertness reaches its peak. Until then, we're essentially running on low power. Now imagine trying to perform a series of physical and mental tasks while your brain is still half asleep. Stepping into a wet shower, adjusting the temperature knobs, balancing on a slick surface, and reacting quickly if something feels off. It's a lot to ask from a body and brain that just opened their eyes. One gentleman in his late 70s shared that he didn't notice the water in his shower had become scalding until it burned his skin. He usually prided himself on being alert and careful, but that morning he said, "My brain just wasn't all the way there yet." Cognitive delay isn't always obvious, but its consequences in the bathroom can be devastating. So what can you do? Start by aligning your shower time with your mental peak hours, which for most seniors fall between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This is when the brain is most alert, reaction times are faster, and coordination is better. Additionally, install preset temperature controls or anti-scald valves so you're not relying on quick decision-making when adjusting hot water. And keep your shower routine simple. No unnecessary multitasking while you're still waking up. A safer shower starts in your head, quite literally, and when your brain is at full capacity, your chances of avoiding danger go way up. Don't ask your body to do something your mind isn't ready for. If you've watched this far, you now understand what so many seniors and their families overlook. The simple act of showering, especially in the early morning, can carry real life-threatening risks after age 65. From unstable blood pressure and dehydration to slower brain function and reduced visibility, your body is navigating far more than soap and water each morning. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. With just a few small changes, you can dramatically reduce the risk of falls, fainting, and other preventable bathroom accidents. Let's quickly recap the essentials. Avoid showering between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Mid-morning is safer. Lower your water temperature to between 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent thermal stress. Don't shower within 2 hours of taking blood pressure medications. Drink a glass of water 15 minutes before showering to rehydrate. Install non-slip mats, bright lighting, and motion-activated night lights. Set up an emergency alert system or daily check-in with loved ones. Keep your routine simple and schedule showers during peak cognitive hours. These aren't drastic changes. They're thoughtful adjustments that align with how your body works now, not how it worked at 40. And remember, taking care of yourself isn't a sign of fragility, it's a show of wisdom. Staying independent and safe means staying informed and making smarter choices. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone you love, a parent, a neighbor, a friend. You could save a life. And if you'd like more tips like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We bring you senior-focused advice that truly makes a difference. Your safety starts in the smallest routines, and it's never too late to make them smarter.